I hope kay 2C, na-share ba sa inyo, guys? Anyone from 2C?
Yes, sir.
Yung dalawang material na ginawa. Do you have a copy?
Yes po, sir. Nasunod po.
Okay. Sa 2A and 2B kasi, change ko yung copy ng problems, solve problems kasi malabnaw pala yung illustration. So ito yung pinadala ko. Ipapadala ko na rin lang kay Sir Rolito. Wait lang. Kasi kanina ko lang na-check na hindi pala ganong kita yung mga illustration doon sa una kong pinadala. Ayun. So, hopefully, send ni Sir Rolito. So, let's start off with example number 12. Actually, example number 12 from the material from Siskin. Okay? So, about unbalanced loading. Yung material number 1 kasi kagabi, it seems parang accompanying set of formulas na gagamitin natin. Okay? And a little bit of intro doon sa principle ng unbalanced loading. So, ang unbalanced loading is normally you would have loads connected in three-phase, either in delta or star, na magkakaiba in each phase. Okay? So, anong ini-expect natin pag ganon? When you have, of course, naka-connect yon sa three-phase na supply, but then of course, wala naman sigurong planta or generator or alternator na three-phase na magkakaiba yung magnitude ng mga voltahe in each of the three lines. Okay? So, given na yun nga balanced yung supply natin, but then palibasa magkakaiba yung loads natin sa bawat pase ng ating load, ay hindi tayo nakakasiguro, una, kung pare-pareho ba yung current natin in each line. At pangalawa, hindi rin tayo nakakasigurado kung pare-pareho din lang ba yung voltahe na meron sa bawat pase. What I'm saying is, nung balance kasi, kung ninyo notice, kapag meron kang phase current, and then you want to know how much is the line current, usually, kapag delta, minumultiply mo lang yun sa square root of 3. Kapag y, then that means yung phase current and the line current are equal. So, nagmumultiply lang tayo ng 3. Ay, ng square root of 3, I mean. At kapag voltahe naman, we would usually have the multiplier na square root of 3 also, especially kapag star connection. Yung phase voltage is multiplied by square root of 3 so that you would know what would be the line-to-line voltage. In this case, sa unbalanced loading, hindi tayo sure sa ganong way of solving the problem. Okay? So, gaya neto, meron daw tayong delta-connected na load consisting of 3 numerically equal impedances that differ in power factor. So, it's very obvious na si load sa across AB, BC, and CA are magkakaiba. While noting the impedance across AB is an inductive load. Sa BC is a purely resistive and capacitive naman yung ating uh, impedance sa CA, line CA. Okay? So the phase sequence of the voltage is EAB, EBC, and ECA. So dito ngayong araw, iti-take note din natin what if mayroong pagbabago sa sequence. So yung sequence na sinasabi is syempre nagro-rotate yung alternator natin. So alam naman natin na yung bawat line natin will propagate current or voltage ng hindi sabay-sabay, but they are out of phase by 120 electrical degrees. Okay? So paano kapag and the usual na naipakita natin during balance loading is meron tayong EAB, then 120 degrees right after that would be EBC, and 120 degrees from that would be ECA. So ganun yung rotation natin, it's always a clockwise rotation, no? So yun yung typical, yung positive sequence na tinatawag, wherein ganito yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga voltahe natin and line-to-line voltages natin. Okay. So given yung ating line voltage which is 120 volts and ZAB, ZBC, and ZZA, we are to know the three-phase currents IAB, IBC, and ICA. Mind you guys, this is a delta connection. And then, kailangan i-take note nyo rin doon. Yung subscript, magsasabi sa inyo kung saan ba ilalagay ang mga impedances na yan. At malinaw naman na if we designate these lines as BAC, okay, inayos niya lang yan so that we will have a cleaner circuit, okay, hindi magkakabuhol-buhol. So makikita nyo ang pagkakasunod, ganun din. Basta titignan nyo yung phase sequence nito according to the phasor diagram. Okay? So malinaw, si ZAB, dapat si inductive load. So nasan si A, nasan si B. So ito yung inductive load. So actually it's a coil, no? Series combination of a resistance and an inductor. And then it should follow everything else, B and C. So yun si purely resistive, which explains bakit resistor lang. And then yung isa naman is it's not purely pala. Oh no, sorry. I should have realized that 30 degrees pala yung angle. So may combination ng resistance and capacitance naman doon sa CA. Okay, so wait lang, biglang nalobat. Okay, so let's continue. So yung sinasabi ko kanina that we cannot be sure usually kapag unbalanced loading kung yung nasusunod nating phase and line-to-line relationships ng voltage and current respectively would apply. Okay? Pero kapag delta, usually kapag delta yung connection and wala naman tayong hindi naman tayo nabigyan or any information on line impedances, okay? Yung kung hindi kina-characterize, what would be the impedance doon sa connecting line from the source to the load, then we can, very obvious naman, assume that the line-to-line voltage from the source is the same line-to-line voltage that is subjected doon sa per phase ng ating delta connection. Okay? So malinaw yon. Pero iba na yung istorya kapag nilagyan na dito ng um, line impedance. Okay? Then we are to taking EAB, okay, phase or line-to-line voltage EAB as your reference, and then followed through 120 degrees later EBC, ECA. So usually yun yung una mong mapaplot dyan sa phasor diagram, ano? And then using Ohm's law, okay, so ito yon, EAB being the reference at angle 0. EBC naman would be the same magnitude but then angle negative 120 degrees. ECA is 120 degrees. Okay? So, yung reference ninyo, 0 dito. Okay? So, pag sinabi mo negative, then you would go turn clockwise. Kapag naging positive yung angle, then it means that you're circling counterclockwise. So, pwede naman ninyong i-designate si negative 120 kung ayaw nyo ng ganyan para isa lang yung ikot nyo to be 240, positive 240. Okay? Baka nalilito yung iba dito, kaya tuloy hindi maintindihan yung nangyayari sa mga solution ninyo. Okay? Basta iisa lang yung pinanggagalingan niya ng angle ninyo. It's always the positive horizontal. Okay? And because this is a delta connection, then therefore it's yung relationship natin ng phase and line to line will be equal. Okay, then using Ohm's law para ma-determine natin ano ba yung mga nagfo-flow na current across each of the phases. Okay? Wherein sa IAB, ano ba yung voltahe doon? Ito yung formula natin. At ano ba yung impedance doon? Giving us, finally, what would be yung current across IAB, and that would be 8 angle of negative 30. Follows naman, using Ohm's law pa rin, that would be 8 angle of negative 120 degrees amperes. At sa ICA naman, ganun din. Basta take note mo, dapat magkakasundo yung subscript para hindi kayo magkabali-baligtad. And that would be 8 angle of 150 degrees. Okay, tapos isasama mo na naman yon doon. Kasi una dito, na-plot mo lang yung mga phase voltages. Ngayon, ipa-plot mo na since you already know what would be IAB, IBC, and ICA, ipa-plot mo dyan. Okay? At ano ba yon? Hindi mo pa rin, baka mamaya i-plot mo, minsan kasi nagkakalituhan yata. Saan ba manggagaling? Right after ba? Negative 30 degrees right after yung phase voltage niya? No, usually negative 30 degrees, remember, iisa pa rin yung reference natin. So, iikot ka clockwise ng 30 degrees, it means. So, ibig sabihin din, kung ipa-plot mo si BC with an angle of negative 120, so dito pa rin galing, ikot ka ng 120, and it falls along kung nasaan si EBC. Why? Kasi purely resistive yung ating load dyan. So, ganoon naman yung character ng isang resistance, di ba? Yung voltage and yung current natin is always in phase. Then, follow si ICA is 150, positive. So, that would be, from here, iikot ka naman ng counterclockwise ng 150. And that would fall here, no? So, ito kasi si 120 kanina. So, 150, it's understood na may sobra ng 30 degrees. Okay? So, 120 dito, and then 150 naman doon. So, yung phase shift mula sa ECA papuntang ICA is 30 degrees. You have to take note also of that. Diba? Pagkatapos mo i-plot yung mga phase voltages and phase currents, alamin mo kung ano yung separation nila from yung mga phase quantities natin, voltage and current. Then, yun na. Nabubuo na, no? And then, we have to determine the line currents. And we have explicitly shown this noong balance loading pa lang. And hindi mababago to. Ang mnemonic na lang na gagamitin mo dyan, knowing yung ating phase currents naman na AB, BC, and CA. So, titignan mo kung anong line ba line current ba yung kakailanganin mo? And that would be A for yung una natin. So sisiguraduhin mo na yung unang term, lagi namang difference ito eh. Difference ng alin pero. So tatlo lang naman yung pipiliin mo dyan. At ang pipiliin mo lagi para hindi ka na nag-phasor diagram usually. Kapag A yung nakita mo, no, dapat yung unang term, A din yung umpisa. Eh sino ba doon sa tatlong phase currents ang A ang umpisa? Si AB lang naman. Okay? So minus, ano naman? Yung pangalawang term should have A naman doon sa hulihan. Eh sino lang ba naman doon sa tatlong phase currents ang ganon? AC, ICA. So kung makikita nyo, si IB, para mahanap yan, yung umpisa at huli na subscript ng first at second term respectively should contain yung letter B. Okay? And then if follow si ICA, minus IBC would result to the line current IC. Okay, so alam mo na yan, tatlong yan, no? IAB, IBC, and ICA. And then ma-minus mo so that you would come up to the line current. IA is 16, angle of negative 30 amperes. Then following the equation, you will have IB naman will be equal to 11.31, angle of negative 165 degrees amperes. Then IC is equal to 11.31, angle of 105 amperes. And then, balik tayo sa phasor diagram. Pa-plot mo ulit, no? Alam mo yung magnitude, alam mo yung angle. Pa-plot mo na sila doon. And then, it follows, si IAB at si IA is in unity, no? So, 16, nasan si IB? So, that would be 11.3. Yung angle is still dito sa positive horizontal lang i-reference mo. Si IB is negative 165. So mula doon, iikot ka ng 165 at ito na siguro yung magiging resulta. Okay, and then IC naman would be 11.3 and then that would be, ano ba yung angle na binigay? Ay na-solve. 105. So that's a little farther than 19. Kaya dito siya bumagsak. And then you will be noting also yung phase difference ng line-to-line voltage and the line-to-line current. Okay, nagkataon na si line-to-line current, si line-to-line voltage is the same as of that phase current. So iti-take note mo yan. Now, bakit kasi iti-take note yun? Kung notice doon sa pagkabit ng ating wattmeter, the proper way of doing that is allocating yung common line natin. And in this case, sa B. No? So we have for wattmeter 1, that would be measuring the current IA and then the voltage across AB. Okay, so hanapin mo dito ulit yon. So ang kakailanganin mo dito is the voltage across AB and the line current along line A. Okay, so ito si EAB at ito yung current IA. I-take note mo yung phase shift nila. Okay, so that would be 30 degrees. Na yung pangalawang wattmeter, having B pa rin as the common, then that would be measuring the current across along line C. So that would be IC, no? And then measuring the voltage across CB. Okay, so yung pagbabanggit na subscript also is from positive to negative. Okay, so CB, so ECB, nasan si ECB? Pero wala kasi tayong ECB, no? Tama? Ang meron tayo EBC. Nabaligtad yung subscript. So meaning that would be the complete antiphase ng EBC. So i-reflect natin siya. 180 degrees ang ikot and then with the same magnitude. So this is ECB, which is equivalent to the negative of EBC. So dyan pala siya lalaglag and then Relative to the current IC, so nandito si IC, susukatin mo ulit yung phase shift nilang dalawa, which is 45 degrees. So you just do the math, subtracting the known angles nung una so that you would know ano yung angle na to. Ano nga ulit ito? 120 and then this is 150. So it follows that this is ito kasi 'di ba ano ba yung angle nito kanina? Around 105, something like that. So you just do the math, how will you be able to come up with 45? But then following the formula din kasi, that is usually cosine of 30 minus yung phase angle na ito. Okay? Or yung power factor angle na ito, which is babagsak tayo sa 45 degrees. Okay? So, ano susunod lang kukunin natin? And then, checking, IAB, IA, IB, and IC would be equal to 0. So, ACL is satisfied at ang kukusang kin-ACL yun. Basta inad niya lang yung tatlong current. No? It should fall, should be equated to 0. At sa pag hindi, then something's wrong with the solution. Okay? And determining the total power, that should be simply yung summation ng mga power in each phase. For phase AB, that would be 831.4 watts. Following the formula natin dyan. Wag kayong magkakamaling makalagay-lagay ng square root of 3 dyan kasi ang sinusukat natin is the power in each phase. Okay? So that would be for BC naman, yung power natin na masusukat is 960 watts. And the power across CA is 831.4 watts. So yung summation ng tatlong yan would be the total power of the load, yung hinihigop niya mula dun sa supply. Okay, so that would be 2.62 kilowatts. Okay, so ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina. So, yung unang angle kasi, no? Papalitan natin. Yung unang angle kasi, bakit 0 yon? Is the phase shift between the phase voltage and the phase current. Okay? And then kita nyo naman na nag-coincide sila, so that would be angle 0. And then that would be minus 30. Yun naman yung phase shift mula sa line-to-line voltage papunta sa line-to-line current. So that would be 30 degrees. So ang kahuhulugan, wattmeter reading is, for number 1, is 1,662.8 watts. Okay? So yung sa wattmeter 2 naman, CB yung voltahe na sinusukat natin dyan. That would be 120, angle of 60 degrees. And then current na sinusukat ng wattmeter is IC, so that would be 11.31, angle of 105, mga nasot kanina yan. And then yung angle difference ng dalawa. Okay, so malis muna si Sir Rolito. Okay, so pag ma-minusin lang natin yan, no? So 60 minus 105, line-to-line voltage and line-to-line current yan, guys. And that would be negative 45. So yun yung ipapasok natin doon sa formula to solve for the reading ng second wattmeter. Ilan lang yung nakita kong solution. Kung meron man, isa siguro, na gumamit ng formula na to. Okay, so that would be 960 watts. So mayroon tayong reading ng wattmeters. That would be 1.6 kilowatts and 960 watts. I-add mo yun. That would be the total power of the circuit. which coincides with the manual solution of adding phase, per phase na power. Okay? So, dapat magkasundo yan. Maalala nyo ng homework, guys, na meron tayong problem doon na naka-star connection, then unbalanced siya. Then, kinabitan nyo ng wattmeter sa bawat line. Tama naman actually yung connection na ginawa nyo. But then, hindi ba kayo nagtaka? Ano yung na-realize nyo doon? Star connected na unbalanced load. Nagtugma ba yung solution nyo ng wattmeter tsaka ng per phase na power?
Hindi po, sir.
Di ba hindi? Oo. Kasi ganun ang nangyayari kapag star connected na unbalanced. Hindi applicable ba? Ang tama actually doon is yung per phase na solution. Okay? Kasi susukatin mo lang naman yung power na ina-absorb ng bawat pase, and then isasama mo yung tatlong yon. That would accurately tell you ano yung power na ina-absorb ng load. And then bakit hindi nagkasundo doon sa wattmeter reading even if yung connection is correct naman. Okay? Because of what we call the floating voltage across the neutral, no? Pero pag three-wire star, walang physical na neutral line, then yun yung tinatawag nating floating, no? Wala talaga kayong makikitang line from point N ng load to point N ng source. So floating. Pero meron doon kasi 'di ba, ano ba yung konsepto? Usually kapag unbalanced load na star or delta, kapag sinum up mo yung mga phase currents na yan, hindi mag-equal to zero. And ibig sabihin pag hindi nag-equal to zero, there's some number signifying the magnitude of the current in the neutral line. So, ibig sabihin nun, may nagfo-flow na current, which is not supposed to be the case, no? Kaya yun yung nangyayari kapag sa physical na practice, no? Minimitigate, but then, hey, paano mo ba babalansehin? Hindi naman tayo pare-pareho ng mga appliances, hindi naman tayo pare-pareho ng oras ng paggamit ng mga bagay-bagay. Okay, so usually there's a tolerance lang na ina-accept so that hindi naman masyadong maging unbalanced. Okay? So, dito, unahin muna nating solvent. So, kanina, positive phase sequence ang tawag sa ginamit nating ikot ng voltahe. In this case, that would be the negative phase sequence. Ang may babago lang dito guys is, ganun pa rin naman, hindi naman nabago yung ZAB, ZBC, at CZA. So, i-connect mo pa rin ng tama, no? Yung mga loads according to their subscripts. Pero, ang nabago ngayon, and then of course, from their subscript also, ganun pa rin yung line na nakakabit dyan. So, that would be C on top, across AC, no? And then this will still be across AB. And this will be across CBC. Ayan na. Wala si Sir Rolito. May nag-doorbell. Sino to? At ngayon lang to. Saan na ako? Okay, so walang nabago guys, kundi yung rotation lang ng voltahe. Still, we are adapting the clockwise. Ngayon, EAB, taking into reference, and followed by 120 degrees later, si ECA, imbis na EBC. So, si ECA ngayon yung mag-a-adapt ng negative 120 degrees, and si EBC naman ang mag-a-adapt ng positive 120 degrees. So, yan yung pagkakaayos. Walang gaanong nabago, but then hey, tingnan natin yung epekto, no? While measuring, ganun pa rin naman yung pagkakaayos. Binago din niya yung common niya. Yung common niya ngayon is yung line C, no? So ibig sabihin, we have wattmeters across AC and BC. Okay. Ganun pa rin na titignan mo ngayon. Ang mababago dito guys is ano na ngayon yung current net. Bago ko malimutan, ito na mali din yata ninyo. Yung rotation ng mga phase currents within the delta connection is hindi napapalitan. That would usually si A, no? Magsisimula ka A, B, C nga, di ba? A going to B, B going to C, and then going back the current flowing from C to A. So ganun lang yan. Kahit ano pa, positive one o negative phase sequence ang gagamitin, ganon at ganon pa rin yung rotation. Huwag niyong mapagbabali-baligtad yan at mababago na. Okay, so ganun din. Sabi naman niya is using the same data doon sa unang example. Binago lang yung phase sequence. So, may measure natin yung mga phase currents. Ano ba yung Ohm's law natin, di ba? That would be the voltage across this phase and over the impedance across this phase. But then notice, ano ba yung voltahe dito? That would be CA, no? ECA, which is now, kanina, nasan si ECA? Ito na siya. So this is, ano ba yung voltahe niyan? That would be 120, no? Pero ang angle niya na is negative 120. So kanina kasi, nung unang solution, nung sinusolve natin yung mga phase currents na yan, si ECA is actually 120. So may magiging epekto ba? Titingnan natin ha. So ito yan, no? Nung positive phase sequence, ang current natin is 8 angle of 150. Nung binago ba yung phase sequence? Oh, okay. So that would be 8 angle of negative 90 degrees na siya. Okay, so that's the relevance ng pagpapalit natin ng sequence ng mga umiikot na voltahe natin doon sa generator. Although pareho din lang naman yung magnitude pero madidisplay siya ng ibang angle. No? Okay, and taking note, Ohm's law din lang naman yan. Siguraduhin nyo, walang mababago doon sa mga voltahe. Huwag nyo mapagbabali-baligtad. Always take note what is the sequence that being used doon sa system. Okay, so IAB is 8. Lahat naman sila 8. Pero with an angle of negative 30 degrees, 120 degrees, and negative 90 degrees respectively. At ganun pa rin, walang nabago dyan sa pagsusolve ng line currents natin. Ganun pa rin yung pag-a-add-in mo. And then, take note that the phasor diagram this time for the negative phase sequence takes another shape. No? Well, tinuro ko na, binanggit ko na sa inyo from time and time again na kung paano ba ipa-plot yan. Okay? So, kung wala kang protractor, hindi konting imagination naman where those angles are. Okay? And then, IA is 8 angle of 30. Of course, I expect this to be different. No? This would be 30 degrees din ba kanina? And 15.40. Parehas din lang. No? Ay, hindi. 16. 16, 11, 31, 11, 30. Nabago din, no? Kaya pag namali, ibig sabihin yung sequence na ginamit mo, wala na. Tapos na yung laban. Okay? But then, even if gumamit tayo ng ibang sequence, it should also follow pa rin na yung summation ng mga line-to-line currents natin be equal to 0. Okay? Then determine the total power. Face-to-face phase power. Then syempre gagamitin mo what would be 120 volts and 8. So AB kasi to, no? So ibig sabihin nito, that would be the voltage across AB and the current sa AB. Okay? Phase power to. Okay? And then the phase shift between these two. So angle of 30, which is 831.4, 960 watts naman kay PBC and 831.4 watts kay PCA. Okay? So, bakit 30? 30 degrees, AB, BC, and CA. Okay, balikan natin yung phasor diagram. Kay AB, okay? And then, yung current niya, AB din, 30 degrees nga naman yung pagkakahiwalay nila. No? Si ECA, and then ICA, of course. That would be, ito daw si angle, ito daw si ICA. Ano ba to? Si negative 90 degrees yata si ICA kanina, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, kung ito, 120, and this is 90, so 120 minus 90, ilan nga naman yan? Ang natira, 30 degrees nga naman yung discrepancy nila. Okay, so turning to EBC, and then IBC, at nag-in phase sila. That is why cosine of 0 degrees naman yung kay EBC sa pagsusolve ng power niya. Ayun, siya yung nag-0. Tama? Kasi walang phase shift between the two quantities. Tapos sum up mo, still falling the same power na na-measure kanina nung positive phase sequence. 2.622 watts, kilowatts, I mean. And then for yung total yun. Then power wattmeter readings with line C being common. Titignan mo rin. Kasi ang tinitingnan lang dyan guys, VAB, kung saan mo sinukat yung voltahe. IA, kung saan mo yung sinukat yung current. Tapos aalamin mo, ano yung pagkakahiwalay nila. Di ba? VAB and IA. Tignan natin sa phasor diagram. So, AB and then IA. So, ito yung angle nilang dalawa. Okay? Yan yung iti-take note mo doon sa cosine mo. And then, for the wattmeter 2, walang mababago dyan. Yung iba kasi nakabasa lang ng ibang sitwasyon. Binabago niya yung formula. Ewan ko ba kung bakit. Still adapt the same formula at titignan mo kung hindi kasama yun sa solution, baguhin mo yung formula. Okay, and then 15 degrees is the separation naman ni CB, ECB at IC. Okay, and then that would be 1,791 point. And then yung summation ng dalawang wattmeter readings na yan will give us the total power of the system. Okay? Ngayon, ang tanong, bakit hindi nag-work yung star na unbalanced? No? Isa yun sa mga pag-aaralan natin ngayong araw na to. At ang una nating naging dalawang example is nakakonekta sa delta. Ang natutunan lang sana natin sa dalawang examples na yan is what happens if we have shifting ng sequence. And then review on how to plot yung phasor diagram para hindi tayo maligaw sa mga, kasi ang pinaka-important, alam masosolve mo naman agad yung mga voltahe at current by just following the KCL, the KVL. Pero yung angle lang minsan challenging, kahit ako. Yung pagkakaalam ng mga angle is minsan yung medyo roadblock doon. Pero kung medyo ma-imagination ka, madali din. Okay. So, eto na. So, we have now an unbalanced star connection. And then, kapag unbalanced star kasi, yun nga yung presence ng floating neutral voltage ang nagpapaiba ng solution. Okay? The right way of solving for total power is either per phase na sum, okay? And then hindi nagwo-work yung typical na procedure natin sa 2 wattmeter readings. What you should do first kapag ganun yung naka-encounter nyo guys, kapag star na unbalanced is, one would be to convert all impedances into their equivalent delta impedances. Okay? And then, nakita naman natin doon sa unang dalawang examples natin kanina na even if the per phase and the 2 watt meter reading procedure ang gamitin natin, they should reconcile, magkakapareho pa rin dapat. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang unang way to solve for an unbalanced star is to convert the circuit into an equivalent delta circuit. Okay? So, yung star natin, meron tayong impedances na ZA, ZB, ZC with their respective values. Makikita nyo, pareho lang yung magnitude pero magkakaiba din lang ng angle. So, ibig sabihin, ito inductive, ito capacitive, and meron na naman tayong purely resistive na load. And then, the phase sequence is noted as positive kasi makikita mo A, B, B, C, and C. Pag sumusunod sa alphabet, yung pagkakasunod, then that would be your positive sequence. Kapag medyo nagkabaligtad itong dalawa, that would be your negative phase sequence. Now, what the problem is requiring us, una, is to find for the delta impedances. No? Kasi i-convert nga natin to para madali. And then, what would be the phase currents in delta? No? Ito na yung nakita nating paraan kanina. Basta, ang sisiguraduhin lang natin muna, gawin nating delta. Then, everything else that we did earlier will follow. Okay? So, hindi ko na, kaya pinakita ko na sa inyo to kanina. Ang magpapatagal lang dito, guys, kapag star na unbalance is gawing delta. And then, yung unang dalawang problem, pinakita doon kanina paano hanapin ang mga phase currents. And then, it should follow the line currents and the total absorbed power. Either by the phase solution or the per phase solution or the 2 watt meter reading solution. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung formula natin? So, pinasa ko sa inyo to. So, pag delta, star na gagawing delta, o kukulungin mo lang naman. No? Dun sa mga, ako hindi ko kabisado to, pero every time I would look at that illustration. So, Y yung original, ano? Okay, and then, ang hinahanap natin is ano yung katumbas niyang delta. Yan, di ba? So, ang sistema daw is ano man daw yung impedance sa A, B, at C. Papares-pares mo yan, imumultiply mo. So, magkakaroon dapat tayo ng 3 pares at i-add mo as the common numerator for every impedance ng delta. No? So, pare-pareho lang yan. Ang nababago is yung denominator. Okay, so let's just note that this is your A, B, and C for the star. Okay, so for the delta, ito naman yung ZX nyo, ito yung ZY ninyo, at ito yung ZZ ninyo. So, ibig sabihin lang, kapag CX yung hinahanap pala, having known yung common numerator, yung alin yung Y na impedance na opposite niya, which is ZZ, no? So, yon, ganun din. Kapag hinahanap mo si ZY, ano ba yung ka-opposite niya na impedance? That would be A. So, that would explain sana kung ano yung mga... Anyway, hindi naman to yung first time na na-encounter niya to. So, yon, kinonvert na nga, no? Ito yung original na star impedances. Kinompute muna yung mga ilalagay natin sa numerator, which is the product of ZA, ZB, ZB, CZ, CZ, and ZA. Tapos, pag nakuha mo na yung mga product na yan, isasuma mo. Pag nasuma mo na yan na yung pinaka numerator mo para hindi ka ulit-ulit. No? Ngayon, to solve for ZX, then that would be the impedance ng C. Balikan natin yung illustration. So, ZX ito, no? So, yung impedance niya dito. Okay? So, that would be ZA. So, that is 10. Okay? Yung magnitude lang guys magnitude lang. So that would be 10. Pag ZY naman, nasan si ZY? Ito si ZY, so ano yung ka-opposite niya? So that would be ZB. Ano ba si ZB? So that would be 8 minus J6. Hanapin mo yung magnitude niyan using your calculator na lang. With the angle pala, okay? So that would be 260 divided by 10 of 36.9, which is the polar form of this one, ZB. 8 minus J of 6. Let's just check now. 8 minus 6. Okay, that is indeed 10 angle of negative 36.87 sa calculator. And it follows naman for ZZ, that would be 36.9. Okay, so ano susunod? I-draw mo na naman yung circuit. Now, this time represented by a delta circuit. No? Tapos ganun, ano ba yung sumunod? Having known the sequence, so that would be VAB, VBC, and VCA. Magnitude niya is 130. Yun lang na maalam mo. Pero you will be taking the first, usually AB, as your reference. And then everything follows. Yun na may pa-plot mo sa phasor diagram. Then solving for the phase currents, that would be using yung Ohm's law. Kasi alam mo na yung delta impedance. Alam mo naman yung per phase na voltahe. Okay? And then, let's go back dito. Now, this time it would be confusing kasi yung subscript natin is X and Z, Y and X. Okay? So, titignan mo. Babalikan mo lang naman yan eh. Pag nalito ka. Okay? ZZ na sinasabi niya, pwede mo naman pangalanan, that would be AB, no? So this is impedance AB in delta. This is impedance BC in delta. And this is impedance CA in delta. Para yung current din tuloy, alam mo na yung subscript nito is current IAB, current IBC, and current ICA. Para pagdating mo dito tuloy, yung sinasabi kong mnemonic, para hindi mo malimutan kung sino yung dalawang term na nagsusubtract dito. So that would be AB and CA. This would be BC and BC and ano yung ka-partner ni BC? Si AB, di ba? Tama? AB. And then this would be CA and BC. Tama? BC. Yun. Ganun pa rin. Walang nabago dyan. Pinalitan lang yung subscript. Pero if you identify what is actually IX and IZ and IY into the subscript ng AB, BC, and CA, hindi kayo maliligaw. Okay, now you have your line currents IA, IB, and IC. Kasi alam mo na nga yung mga phase currents na magma-minus. Okay? Now, for the per phase na power, so per phase lang, alamin nyo lang yung per phase phase shift ng phase voltage at phase current. Bago kayo mag-multiply ng phase voltage at phase current also. Ganun din. Ngayon, pag nalaman mo yung tatlong power, susuma mo, yan yung total power. And, eto na. Magkakasundo kaya sila ng wattmeter readings? Ay, hindi niya sinunod. Okay, so that would be your review activity, no? Para makapag-review kayo. Magkakasundo kaya kapag ginamitan mo to ng wattmeter readings. You're to choose kung ano yung common line ninyo. Then tignan nyo kung babagsak ba sa 1.69 kilowatts yung total power. Pero pag sinubukan nyo yung wattmeter reading sa star nang hindi nagko-convert, sigurado ko lang gaya ng assignment niyo, hindi nyo mapag-reconcile yan. Okay, so take note. As an additional na ano nyo, ang tulong sa review. Solve by two watt meter. Method. Okay? Ayan. Now, let's move on. So, yun yung ano, no, isang way kung paano i-solve ang isang unbalanced na Y. So, yung natutunan natin dito is you need to convert it into delta. Okay, so ang nadagdag lang doon, alam mo dapat yung formula ng conversion. Okay, so using the same data in example 14, determine the line currents IA, IB, IC, and applying Maxwell's loop. Okay. So dito, isang circuit. Ito, yung original na Y na circuit. Okay? So, that would be CBA. Iano lang natin. Draw na lang ako ng circuit. Kasi partial lang yung dreno ng libro. Okay, ganito kasi yan, guys. So, typically, meron tayong alternator. Na naka-Y. Okay? So, source yan, no? So, palabas doon. So, will be positive. Positive dito. Negative doon. Positive yung palabas. Then, negative. Okay, and i-connect natin yan, no? So, siyempre, naka-Y din. So, ito. Connect natin doon. At ito, connect natin dito. Ayun, o di kompleto na, no? Sulat lang natin kung ano yung mga, ano. So, this is typically A, B, and C. Okay, so it follows also, this is A prime, B prime, and C prime. Okay, by Maxwell's loop, kailangan lang natin magkaroon ng loop, no? Diba? So, meron tayong dalawang typically parang box dyan, no? So, we will assign loop currents there. And ano ba yung kadalasang ginagawa nyo noon, circuits 1? Ay, bakit may positive? Typically, positive natin is clockwise, no? So, this is loop 1. And then, meron tayong loop. Okay. And then, that would be IA, ang nagpo-flow dito. Siyempre, yan yung lang line current. And IB. And this is IC. Currents going from the source to the load. So, makikita mo dito, para ma-solve si IB, yung line current IB, ito, dapat malaman natin kung ano yung current, loop current 1. Tama? Kasi kung mag-iikot tayo yan, yun yung nagko-coincide sa kanya. Okay? Ganun din kay IC. Okay? When IC is actually directed to the right, seemingly to the right, no? Yung fictitious na loop current natin 2 is opposite, no? So, ibig sabihin, yung negative na equivalent ng loop current 2 is what your IC should be. Tama? And now, makikita natin, since ito yung direction, and then makikita mo na yung involved na currents dito para ma-solve natin si IA is the difference between loop current 1 and 2. Okay? So, ganon yung procedure ng Maxwell's loop. Okay? And then, taking note, balik natin ito doon sa original na Y impedances. So, ganyan yung magiging connection, guys. And so, mayroon tayong 130 volts as stated doon sa problem kanina. Then, assigning yung angles natin, taking EAB as your reference. Then, magpo-follow na lang yung dalawang kasama niya. So, star. No? Star connected impedances. Babalik natin sa original. Okay. And then, co-convert lang natin sa rectangular form. Pwede namang direct calculate yan. Now, I1 circulate in loop AB. Tama ba yung pagkaka-assign natin? Tama, AB, si loop 1. And then I2 circulates in loop BC. Tama naman. No. Tama. Okay, and then I3 circulates in loop CA. Ay, wow. CA. AB. A to B, and then BC. Okay, so ganyan yung gusto niyang gawing looping, no? From A to B, and then B to C, and then C to B. Okay, ang sabi niya dito pa, IA circulates in loop AB. Ayun, tama yung ano natin. And then what about si I2 sa BC nag-circulate. So ito yun. Nag-overlap tuloy. Ito yan. Yan. Si loop 2. While CB is this one. This is loop 3. Okay, but then usually kapag Maxwell, dalawang loop lang yung kailangan nating i-consider. Okay. Titingnan natin dito ano ba yung kinonsidera niya. So sa loop A, B, B, C, and C, ay, yung dalawa siya. Masyado na magulo, hindi ko masundan yung ginagawa niya, no? Then ganito lang yan, guys, kasi. Basta gagawa ka lang naman ng mga loop equations mo, tama? like we did nung circuits ko. Ibabalik natin yung typical na ginawa kanina. Na ito. Reflect natin dito.
Pahingan mo na pag ganito, bebe.
So ito si A, ito si B, at ito si C.
Bukas na to, anak. Dahot.
B.
Pag ganun, anak, ipahingan mo
And then, yung
na.
gagamitin nating loop ay ito lang. Okay. And then, may generator tayo dito. Typically positive, negative, and then positive. Okay, and then A. So, ito si ZB. Si B yung neutral. C is purely resistive. And then A. Nasaan si A? So, si coil na may resistance. Okay. So, paano tayo gagawa ngayon ng loop natin dito? Is that we follow. So, that would be VCN. Okay. Positive. Then, hanggang makarating tayo dito. So, that would be minus VCN. And then, ito kasi pasalubong, so that would be plus VAN is equal to 0. Hindi. Ito pa nga eh. Wala. Which is, kapag sumasalubong din, no? So that will be positive E, A, N. Dali, bakit tayo okay. Wait lang. Ito, actually is the line-to-line voltage CA na already. So we can designate that as CA. VCA. Ito yung voltahe across this one. Okay? Kasi ang involved na phase natin is A and C. So that would be VCA minus yung drop dito sa load na to. And then na drop sa load na to. Okay? And that would be equal to 0. So alam naman natin what is VCA. Following the positive phase sequence. Ano nga ba ulit yun? So that would be 130. Pero positive phase sequence nasa CA tayo. So ibig ibig sabihin, this is 130. Angle of 120. And then, this is pag umikot dito, si loop current I1, so that would be I1, and then multiplied by the resistance of wait lang. Ba't ko pala sinushoot? Okay, so nasan si CD? Ayun. Okay? So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? Ito yung loop equation na yan. Okay, wherein the loop current across along CA is ECA, and the equivalent drops would be the product of I1 and ZA, I2 and ZZ, and I3. Bakit may loop current? Mas komplikado yung ginawa niya. Ayan. Okay, so yung resistance natin dyan ay, punta na lang natin guys, 10. At sa VAN naman, plus. At sino ba yung dumaan na current sa kanya? Well, dalawa, no? Si I1 at si I2. So, ibig sabihin, that would be I2 kasi siya yung sumunod doon sa flow niya. Minus I1 multiplied by whatever this impedance is. Is inductance yan, no? Ito lang natin. 1036.9. Okay, so multiplied by 10 angle of 36.9 degrees. Okay, and that would be equal to 0. Okay, so dalhin natin si 130. So ta-transpose natin at ititira natin si 130 dahil sa isang side. Okay, so that would be 10I1. So positive magiging negative. So this is negative 1036.9 degrees I2. And this would be positive 1036.9 degrees I2 is equal to 130 angle of 120 degrees. So, dinistribute mo lang, no? And then, pagsasama-samahin mo yung magkakaparehas. So, sino yung may I1 dyan? So, that would be 10 plus 10 angle of 36.9 degrees. So, that is yung may I1 tayo. Then, it follows naman, that would be 10 36. Gagawin lang natin yung ano, apparently si Libro yata gumamit ng 3. At kaya naman ng 2. Okay, so that would be I2 is equal to 130, 120 degrees. Okay. So, yun yung sa loop sa taas. Ano? Nag-per phase siguro doon sa kabila. Gumawit siya ng neutral. So, that would be your first equation, loop equation. Now, paano naman tayo doon sa baba? So, kung susundan natin yung flow ng loop current natin, so that would be coming out of A. Tama ba yung CA natin kanina? So, this is coming out of A. So, that would be voltage AB. No? So, ibig sabihin yan, VAB, then magfo-flow yung current through this one, si so that would be, sino yung nakasunod sa kanya? So drop siya, no? Minus I2 minus I1 kasi meron din contribution si 1 dito, di ba? And then multiplied by ano na nga ba yung value? 10 angle of 36.9 degrees. Then dito, palibasa pasalubong. So that would be a plus. Pero ang dumadaloy lang na current sa kanya is negative I2 multiplied by yung impedance na may capacitance. Then negative 36. Then simplifying by combining common terms relative to whether it's I2 or I1. So ibig sabihin, i-isolate na lang na naman natin to. Ito ibig sabihin, ita-transpose natin lahat sa kabila. So negative I2 multiplied by positive I2. So that's 10 angle of 36.9 degrees I2. Positive na si I2 kasi pinilipat natin sa kanan. While this one is magiging positive pero nilipat natin sa kanan. So magiging negative. 10 angle of 36.9. And then, ito. So, tapos na natin ma-distribute yun. Ito naman, magiging negative, pero nilipat natin sa kabila. So, that would be 10 angle of negative 36.9 degrees I2. And that should be equal to VAB, which is 130 angle 0. Kasi siya yung reference, no? 130 volts. Okay, then combine, ano yung current dito? I1. So this is I1. So unahin natin, and that would be negative I1, 10 angle of 36.9 I1 plus 10 angle of 36.9 plus 10 angle of negative 36.9 I2 is equal to 130. Now you can simplify already what's inside the parentheses. So ang kaibahan ng ginagawa ko doon sa ginawa ng libro is that nag-loop siya, loop AB sabi niya. No? Ibig sabihin, nag-per phase siya, may tatlong loop na nakikreate kasi tatlo yung phases natin. Ako naman, nag-line to line. Kaya ibig sabihin, no, dalawang loop lang po na-create ko. Pero ganun din lang yung magiging equivalent. So sa Maxwell, no, ano mo lang, i-create ka ng loop and then pwedeng pakuha yung equivalent netong 10 plus 10 angle of 36.9 para ma-simplify lang natin. At least ma-present ko lang ano yung susunod na gagawin. What is 10 plus 10 angle of 36.9? Anyone?
Sir, yung naka-rectangular po ba o yung naka-polar na po?
I-polar natin para hindi ganong mahaba. So, dito ko na lang susunod.
Sir, 18.97 angle, ano ba to? 18.45.
I1, no? Tapos kopyahin mo na lang yun. Minus 10. 36.9. I2. So, this is angle 130, angle of 120. Tapos dito na nga, sulat ko. Yung equivalent naman ng equation 2 is 10, negative 10. Basta mag-ingat lang kayo sa pag-change ng sign nyo kapag nagta-transpose. Madalas may mga nadadapa din sa ganun. Ano yung equivalent naman nito? 10 angle of 36.9 plus 10 angle of negative 36.9. Magkano ba to?
Sir, nawala yung angle.
Pero 10 na lang.
Sir, ang lumabas sa akin, sir, 15.9936.
993.
994 na yan, sir.
99 na lang. Tapos wala ng angle.
Wala na po, sir.
And then I2. And this is equated to 130. Okay, so magkakaroon ka na ng matrix dyan. Having yung mga numerical coefficients ng I1 and I2 arranged in such a manner as ito ay 18 kung paano yung pagkaka-arrange niya sa as simultaneous equations. No? So this is angle of 18.45. Tapos ang katapat niyan is 10 angle of 36.9. Huwag niyo nang ilalagay yung I1, I2. So yung numerical coefficients lang. And this is negative 10 angle of 36.9. And this is 15.99. So ito yung base matrix mo, no? Kung saan ang laman lang yan ay yung numerical coefficients Yung right side, left side I mean. So that would coincide with I1 and I2, which is your loop currents. And that should be equal to, ano yung katapat din? 130 angle of 120 degrees. And ano rin yung katapat sa baba. So that's all. So ang sistema is, for I1, the solution of I1, that will be equal to delta 1 or the determinant of the matrix ng 1 over the main delta. So yung main delta makukuha mo guys kapag kinuha mo yung determinant nito. Okay, so that will be product nito minus yung product nito. Yun yung delta mo. Paano naman yung delta 1, sir? Is kung saan yung column ng I1, ililipat mo ito. Papalitan mo ng column na to, ng matrix na to. So, ibig sabihin, magiging 130 angle of 120 ito. And dito sa baba, this 130. Tapos kukunin mo ulit yung determinants na. So, yun yung magiging equivalent na delta 1. Kung ano man yung makuha mong determinant 1 and over the main determinant na, yun yung magiging katumbas ng I1. And it follows also, si I2 naman, of course, yung determinant ng yung sa 2, di ba? Ay papalitan mo naman to. Ibabalik mo to. Papalitan mo naman tong column na to. Ito. So i-replace mo yan diyan. So pagka nilagay mo yan diyan, that would be yung determinant na makuha mo diyan will result to their determinant 2. At pag ito naman yung replace mo dito sa column 1, that would be determinant 1. Okay? So, paano naman ngayon, siyempre, loop currents yun. Ayan, gaya nga nasabi ko, si loop 1, seemingly coincides with the current, line current C. Tapos, si line current A coincides with the difference of loop current 2 and loop current 1. Samantala, si B is the negative. Okay? Kasi nagsalubong sila, no? Is the negative of loop 2. Okay? So, ganun hanapin yung line currents natin using Maxwell's. Okay? Then, yun nga, using simultaneous, gumamit siya ng per phase. Ako kasi gumamit na ng per line. Nag-across na ako dito. So, pag sinabi niya nag-loop AB siya, o masundan kung saan ang AB. So ito, nag-loop siya dyan. So saan magsasara kaya to? Yan lang naman, ba? AB and then BC. So parang nagkapalittad lang kami ng Pero pwede rin naman yan. Pero bakit dahil tatlo kasi yung loop equations niya, doon ako nagtataka. Malamang nag-per phase siya. So yun na nga, to solve for IA, that would simply be the difference, sabi niya, ng I1 at I2. O yun nga, per phase to. Nagtatlong loop siya. Ang haba naman. Sa atin, dalawa lang. AB. At so that's one solution for an unbalanced star. And we have taken too much time from that. So yun din, pang-check mo lang pag sinuma mo ba yung mga line currents, it should equate to 0. Otherwise, there's something wrong. You have to go back to your solution. Okay? Any questions so far, guys? Medyo tatlong problem na yun. May question ba? Walang question.
Sir,
Naintindihan?
ako po.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, okay lang po ba nasundan yung solution dyan sa book?
Pwede na kung nasusundan mo ba eh. Hindi ko ma-picture kasi. Okay? Pero, ang importante dito kasi, kung saan mo gaganapin yung loop. No? Yun lang naman eh. Parang gumawa siya ng 3 loop kasi ayaw niya ng nagsusubtract. Okay. Pwede naman yan. Actually, yung susunod na problem natin. Okay, this one. Ayan. Yan yung sinasabi ko, pinipilit kong i-draw kanina. Kung makikita nyo, this example here is adapted from Siskind naman. Okay, so this is example 12.10 wherein there is an unbalanced star also. So makikita nyo dito, like what I did, no? 2 loops lang kailangan ko. So ibig sabihin, 2 loop currents lang din yung susolvin ko. Hindi gaya ni Siskind. Ano ba yung sinabi ko kanina? Itong example na to is from Sadiko. Sadiko. At yung una is from Siskind. Ito talaga, sinolve ni Siskind ng mesh. Pero ngayon ko lang chinek, 3 loop pala yung ginamit. Ang alam ko kasing gawin is yung mas konti lang. Eto, 2 loop lang guys. Wala siyang I3. Kung makikita nyo, I1 at I2 lang. Si Siskind gumamit ng 3 loop currents. Hindi ko masundan kasi kung ano yung illustration na ginamit niya. Ganyan lang naman kasi. So, nasa yung loop, di ba? AB, and assumably, nakakonect ito sa 3-phase na widen na generator. Dalawa din lang naman yung loop na makikreate niya. So, bakit kasi magsasali-sali siya ng I3 na nasa CA daw? Obviously, hindi niya naman ginamit. Okay? So, pampagulo. So, mas naliliwanagan ako dito, which clearly illustrates 2 loop currents lang. And then, ganun din nga yung kanina. No? Ito si A, ito si B, ito si C. Tapos, magluloop ka dyan following yung KVL ninyo. And then, you would have developed the same equation. Kung gusto nyo sundan, yung solution na to, you better have the material ni Sadiko. This is example 12.25. 12.10 I mean, and this is figure 12.20. Kasi what I'm planning to, so dalawa na yung method na pang-solve natin sa unbalanced na star, no? Una is yung i-convert yung delta. I-convert sa delta, I mean, no? And then is yung pangalawa is to solve by mesh currents. Ito, although sinolve ni Sadiko to using mesh currents, I plan to use this one with another method. And that would be yung nodal method. Okay? So, yung sinasabing, anyway, yan din naman yung na-i-write down ko. Yung sinasabing floating neutral voltage is across this one. Okay? Kasi 3-wire, 3-phase ito. So may neutral, pagka nag-measure ka daw dyan, having this as positive and negative, meron daw V, N na may measure dyan because of the unbalanced loading. Okay? So, yun yung kailangan muna nating hanapin para maisa-isa natin na ma-solve yung mga kinakailangan such as line currents, what would be the total power absorbed by the load and the total complex power supplied by the source. But in this case, sa number 2 and 3, in the absence of a line impedance, no, we will assume na yung power, syempre, na dineliver ng source will be the same power that will be absorbed by the load. Natural, saan niya naman kukunin yung iba at saan naman mapupunta yung iba kung wala naman drop, di ba? Okay, so we will begin. Kung mapapansin nyo, it will assign also yung mga phase voltages 120 degrees, 120. Kasi ang binigay yata dito is, yun, phase. No? Phase voltages. Hindi line-to-line voltages. So that would be 120. Si B is negative 120. And si C is... So yung phasor diagram nito is mas maliit. Okay, and then taking note, the phase impedances, 5, 10. So, yung isa, purely inductive, purely resistive, and purely capacitive. Then how do you develop now your nodal equations? So, taking this into account, huwag niyo pansinin yung loop current. No? Hindi kasama yan. Yung original kasing solution nito is true mesh. Okay, so maglo-loop ka pa rin naman. Okay, so this is VAN. So that would be VAN. And then, nagumagana lang naman yung nodal analysis pala kapag may common node na tayo, which is yung neutral point natin sa source. Okay, kung mapapansin nyo, lahat naman, kahit saan tayo mag-loop, ay babalik at babalik dyan. Okay? Ito. Yan. Okay? So, bumabalik sa common neutral and everything. Ay, mali pala yun. Sorry. Hindi pala dapat. Umikot. Gigreenan ko na lang para hindi kayo. So, ito. Yan. Lahat nasasagasaan yung floating neutral voltage. Okay? Ngayon, for the first loop, what would be the currents entering naman in this neutral point naman ng load is yung IA, IB, and IC. Okay? So, yun yung currents na to. Ito. Okay? So, kung titake note natin yung loop A, capital N, and N, yung loop na yan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, masusukat natin. So, ang involved na meron dyan is VAN. Ito yan. Ito si 120, angle of 0. And then what else? As we trace, no? So, that would be VAN minus VAN, and then yung floating neutral voltage, which is VN, and according to Kirchhoff should be equated to 0. Okay, so it follows naman din dun sa kabila. So that would be nawawala. VBN minus VBN capital, and then merong VNN para makauwi siya, and that will be equal to 0. Now following yung green naman, okay, so that will be VCN, okay, VCN minus VCN na malaki, which is nasa load, no? And then dumaan din lang din sa VN equal to 0. So according to KBL yan, no? Doon sa mga loop natin. Okay. But then notice na what is IA here. So meron tayo dito sa neutral. Papasok dyan, what would be IA plus IB plus IC, and should be equated to 0 according to KCL. But then what is IA? We should have that as converted dito. VAN. Okay? So that would be IA is VAN. Yung voltahe across this load here, di ba? Dumadalo yung current IA dyan. So that would be according to Ohm's law, VAN divided by ZAN. Tama ba? But according to this one, VAN is actually equal to VAN minus, may N pa pala. V N N. Then divided by Z A N. Nagets niyo? Okay? So it follows also, what is IB? Kung titignan mo yung nangyari dito, IB then now is VBN minus VNN over ZBN. While IC naman, okay, so ano naman si IC? Is VCN minus VNN over ZZ. Ay, capital pa. Sorry. Okay. So nakita nyo kung saan nanggaling ngayon. It's actually the KCL here wherein the currents, line currents are related to the voltages derived from the KVL ng mga individual loops na tatlo. Okay? So pinagsama-sama ngayon knowing their voltage, yung equations nila in terms of voltages. So pinagsama-sama mo. So that's VAN minus VNN over ZA plus VBN minus VNN, ZB, VACN minus VNN over CZ is equal to 0. So yun yun. Currents yan na in terms of voltage and impedance. And since VAN, ZA, VBN, ZB, VCN, and ZZ are known and given in the problem, you should be able to solve for VNN kasi yun yung importante. Okay? So dito, admittance, what admittance yung binabanggit. So ito yung impedance kasi nasa denominator, so that would have an equivalent admittance para hindi ka na nga naman magdi-divide, didistribute mo na lang sa taas. No? So yung J5 naging negative J of 0.2 na nandun na sa taas. Nawala na yung denominator. So you will have then now, by expanding that, VNN or the floating neutral voltage to be equivalent to 308.3 angle of negative 67.2. So ano relevance since babalikan natin yung loop currents, yung ating line currents kanina na meron tayong mga, ito VAN, known yan, di ba? Ngayon, kasosolve lang natin yung VNN. So now, you have a complete solution for the line currents IA, IB, and IC by just simply substituting yung mga given and the value of VNN. And so we did, and IA will be equivalent to 56.78 na angle 0 amperes. While doing the same doon sa equation ng IB, we will be having 25.46 angle of 135 amperes. And IC is 42.75 angle of negative 155.1 amperes. Okay, so for the total complex power absorbed or delivered, kasi wala naman, concern mo lang guys na hindi magkakapareho yung na-absorb ng load at na-deliver ng generator is kapag may impedance, line impedance sa gitna. Siyempre, kakain yun ng power and then mababawasan na yung matatanggap ng load. But in the case ng example natin, particularly, wala tayong line impedance. So, ano man ang masolve nating power ng load is the same power na rin lang na na-deliver ng source. Okay, so we use this all famous na formula natin ng apparent, okay? Wherein that would be the voltage multiplied by the complex conjugate of your current. So SA, this is the per phase, ha guys, per phase. What would be 120 angle of 0 multiplied by 56.78 angle of 0? Kung mapapansin nyo, this is IA also. Angle 0. Wala namang napapa-conjugate mo dyan. Okay, so walang phase difference yung dalawa. So that would be, bakit naka-cover? Pure inductive. No, okay. It's a purely inductive circuit. Pero, and then it follows yung power naman, apparent power naman natin sa B is 6.48 kilowatts, watts. Kasi purely resistive, while that would be a negative J of 5.13 var, 5.13 kilovar. Sa C kasi purely capacitive yung load. So i-add mo, giving you the apparent power of 6.48 plus J of 1.68 VA. Okay? So sabi dito, the total complex power absorbed by the source is somehow negative kasi syempre yung pinanggalingan. So that if you would equate the two, that would be equal to 0. Okay?
Ate,
So per phase yung ginamit, guys.
di siya yung nagawidan. Diba? Bakit yan?
Ulat ako doon. What is IA? Okay, any questions? Nasundan? Yung mesh and nodal, which are the second and the third method to solve for an unbalanced na star connection. May tanong? Rosas?
Nan po, sir.
Okay, nasundan? Litaw. Yung iba na
Sir,
Anyway, pass this material. Okay, so meron naman tayo dito medyo mas makatotohanan what we see on the real world on unbalanced loading. So meron tayo dito, typically, yung three-phase line natin with a neutral. So this is what you call the four-wire na three-phase system. No? And usually this is depicted by having a star na configuration ng alternator or generator. Kaya ewan ko may four-wire din ba na delta talaga. Sabi meron. Nakapagitna daw yung neutral sa gitna ng isang phase. But I haven't seen one. And this is typically the end. At kapag halimbawa hindi binanggit sa problem, guys, you always assume it's a Y configuration. Pag hindi binanggit. Okay, so what we have here are iba-ibang loads. Dalawang single phase. Yung isang single phase nakakabit sa line C and the neutral. So single phase nga yan. And yung isa naman is nakakabit sa line B and the neutral. So single phase din. While the three-phase motor load is nakakabit sa tatlong lines A, B, and C. Okay. So ibig sabihin nun, yung contribution, yung line current na hinihigo doon sa line A will be the combination na current lang na hinihigop ng isa sa mga pase ng three-phase motor. Okay? So makikita nyo, wala namang ibang nakakabit doon. Samantala sa B, line B, yung hinihigop ng single phase na B at yung hinihigop din ng motor load doon sa B. Sa C naman ay yung single phase load C combined with the motor, the current being drawn by the three-phase load na motor. Okay, so yung voltahe natin is 120 by 208. Okay, yung typical na US yata to. Kaya 120, no? 120 kapag single phase and 208. Line to line yung configuration ng linya. Typically sa atin hindi na ganyan eh. Line to neutral na lang. Kaya hindi tayo maka-harness sana ng 120. So typically yung line natin is 230 na agad relative to neutral. Okay, so yung line to neutral would be 120 volts and line to line is 208. Kahit gamitan ko pa na square root of 3. So kapag ka 230 tayo guys, ano yung line to line? Pag 230 yung per phase natin, na voltahe dito sa Pilipinas, ano yung line to line na voltahe natin kung gano'n? Okay nga. Baka yan yung pag 230. Paano hanapin yung line to line given the phase voltage?
Square root of 3V. Tapos yung
Oh, so magkano yan?
398.37.
Okay, so that was expected around 400, no? Around 400 line to line. Taking yung mga inefficiencies into account. Okay, so for the single phase load currents, okay, gagamit lang tayo simple ng power formula natin. Kasi, titignan natin, ano ba daw yung character ng single phase load C? Kumakain daw siya ng 5.4 kilowatts at unity factor. Si load B naman ay unity power factor din at 7.2 kilowatts. That is why it's understandable na yung power na nakagisnan natin in AC analysis, which is VI cosine of theta or the power factor, VI multiplied by the power factor. Pero ang power factor mo unity, so that is 1 anyway. Shortcut lang. Don't ever adapt this kasi nasa AC analysis tayo. Pag VI lang talaga is S. Okay? And then conjugate na dapat. But in the consideration, ang totoong formula kasi niyan, always remember this, that P is actually VI or per phase, cosine of that. Wherein, in this case, for both single phase loads, the power factor is 1. Kaya VI. Okay, so ano yung dinodraw na current ni load B is from the formula is 60 angle of negative 120 degrees amperes. Okay? While yung single phase load C natin is drawing 45 angle of 120 degrees amperes from the line, and that should coincide with ECN. Okay? While EBN naman yung kay load B. Okay, paano yung kay power? Sabi kasi dito, paano yung power? Paano yung kay motor? Okay, sabi niya, yung isa sa mga loads, yung ikatlo, is actually 25 horsepower. Laging power factor and an efficiency of 85.5. Okay guys, kapag nakakita kayo in real, no, madalas pag bibili ka ng motor, let's say yung pinaka-relevant ngayon is yung water pump, no? May nameplate yun, tama? And usually, may matatanong kagaya nito. Ilang horsepower ba ang kailangan? And then, yung nakalagay doon sa plate is 25 horsepower. Please take note guys na that would be the output, no? Pag output kasi, there's already losses nung pumasok yung current doon sa input. Okay? And then, ang lumabas na lang is equivalent to 25 horsepower. So, ibig sabihin, lalo na yung efficiency, and that would be the amount of output relative to the input. 85% lang ng input ang nagamit. Ang lumabas na lang. Okay? So, ganun. Ang importante ngayon, ang inaalam kasi natin yung ano yung hinihigop niya mula doon sa line. So, ibig sabihin, ang kailangan natin, yung input. Hindi yung 25 horsepower. Okay? So, ano yung input niyan? So, paano hanapin? So, alam natin na yung 25 horsepower should be converted first in watts. Wherein, a horsepower kasi is equivalent to 746 watts. Constant yan. Okay? So, i-convert mo yan, and then that gives us 1.87 kilowatts, no? Na out. That would be the electrical equivalent. Kasi pag motor, hindi naman nagpo-produce yan ng current. Humihigop yan ng current and then transform it into mechanical energy. Okay? But then, what would be the equivalent of that mechanical energy in electrical watts? Okay? So, that would be 1.87 by succumbing it into the conversion factor. So, that would be 1.8. Hindi, 18. Okay? So, 18, sorry. 18.65 kilowatts. Okay, but then taking to account another time is yung efficiency. So alam natin yung out. Sabi ko sa inyo, ang kailangan natin is yung input. So typically, the efficiency symbolized by this Greek letter is the ratio of your output over your input. So kailangan yung dalawang yan magkapareho ng unit. Okay? And then that would be multiplied by 100. Kaya meron tayong 85%. But since pabaligtad tayo, no, given the efficiency, convert mo muna sa decimal yan. Then inject into the formula. Giving us 21.81 kilowatts as an input. So from that, kunin natin yung current being drawn, I, or the line-to-line na kinakailangan niya para gumana. Given naman yung power factor kanina, and then alam mo kung ano yung line-to-line voltage, since this is three-phase. So, hindi to per phase analysis. So, direct ito sa three-phase na formula. Okay, therefore, ang bawat line, kasi tatlo di ba? Tatlo yung hinihigupan niya. So, pero, palibasa, balance naman yan. Balance itong motor, ano? Pero yung system hindi, kasi magkakaiba nga yung nakakabit na load. Yung sa motor, making sure each line will draw the same magnitude of current. Out of phase nga lang ng 120 degrees ang bawat isa. And then, inject mo. Alam mo na yung input power, square root, divided by square root of 3, divided by the line-to-line voltage, which is 208, and then divided by the power factor, which is 0.866 lagging. Giving us line current drawn by the motor as 69.95 amperes. Okay? And it is lagging its voltage by 30 degrees. Okay? Kasi motor nga eh. Typical lang yan. So assigning yung tatlong lines na yon, line currents na yon, into their respective phase shifts ng 120 degrees. So if one would be 30 degrees now, and then it follows na yung isa would be 150 degrees negative and the other one would be 90 degrees. So, alam na natin yung mga current na tumatakbo sa bawat line. Okay? And then the neutral conductor, ba't tinanong ba? Okay. The neutral current then. So, kung titignan nyo, ang nakakabit lang naman dyan na nagbabalik ng current papunta sa source, pabalik sa source is yung single phase loads nating B and C. So, doon lang manggagaling, no? So, therefore, yung summation ng dalawang line currents na yan ng B and C will give us yung neutral line. Okay? So, ito, ni-rectangular lang niya, but then anyway, nakuha ba kanina? Ayan, kahit naka-polar naman, i-add mo na, di ba? 60 angle of negative 120 plus 45 angle of 120. Giving us a neutral current of 54.6 0.81661.1 negative 166.1 degrees amperes. Okay. Now, isa-isahin na natin. Ayan yung nanggagaling sa source tuloy. Alam naman na natin doon sa line A, ang nakakabit lang doon na isang pase ng motor. Okay? So, ano man yun? A naman yan, and we designated IMA to be at angle negative 30 kasi it would be deflecting from its line voltage, phase voltage I mean, ng negative 30 degrees. So, yun na rin yun. No? Samantala sa B, it's a combination ng single phase load B and one of the line na papunta sa motor. Okay, so i-add mo yun, IB, this one, and this one. Okay, so in-add lang. And then IC follows. Ngayon, total power delivered by the source. Siyempre, dapat masatisfy ano yung needs ng mga load. So, ano man yung power na dinodraw ng bawat isa, isusuma mo lang. Dapat yun yung make sure na may deliver ng source mo, ng planta. Like in the case today and the previous days na nahihirapan yata magbigay ang planta ng kinakailangan ng mga tao na power. That is why we have outages. Naka-yellow alert lahat si NGCP or kapag nag-red alert then mapoforce na silang mag-load drop na. Magkakaroon na tayo ng rotational brownout siguro. So the total power to be delivered by the source, which is being absorbed also by the loads, is 34.41 kilowatts. Okay, so that is how you would. So be careful, no? Gaya nito. Kanina, sinolve yung power being drawn by this load here. Take into account that this is single phase. Kaya pang single phase dapat yung formula ng power mo. But then pagdating dito kasi, three phase. So baka mamaya makalimutan mo yung square root of 3. Sayang naman. Ginamit mo yung pang single phase na formula. So yun lang siguro nakikita kong maaaring pagkakamali dyan. Or magiging kapabayaan niya. Okay, so that would be the end ng lecture natin for today. 2 hours talaga. You can have, I already gave this last night pa lang. So, may tanong ba guys? Anyone? Ako, may tanong. Di ba in-announce namin ni Sarolito na baka magpa-finals na tayo sa Tuesday? Since that is the only chance na face-to-face tayo kasi dahil Thursdays and Fridays especially, na isa sa mga meetings sana natin like today, is online. Ba, may nag-doorbell. May nag-doorbell, guys. Sino to?
Yaman na yan, sir. Nag-doorbell.
Grabe.
Spinoza.
Ay, nagulat naman ako may nag-doorbell. Matapos na tayo eh. Okay, so going back to what I'm saying, pinag-uusapan kasi namin ni Sarolito bilang namin sa inyo. Baka naman, ano ba yung final natin, Sarolito? Friday ba? Thursday?
Thursday na lang, sir. Para hindi na tayo pumasok ng Friday. So, okay lang.
Kung okay lang kayo guys, ito tanong ko na sa inyo. Pinag-iisipan naming dalawang instructor ninyo na para maawa lang kami, imbis na Tuesday, move natin ng Thursday. Which is typically asynchronous, di ba? Wala sana kayo sa school. Pero kayo ba, mamimili kayo? Papupuntahin namin kayo sa school ng Thursday, okay lang ba? For your final exam instead of Tuesday.
Okay lang po.
Yes, sir.
Okay lang po, sir.
Okay, para mas maliwanagan ako, may have hands, paano ba? React na lang. Para makita natin. Wala bang ibang reaction dyan kundi raise hands?
Sir, excuse po.
Yes.
Sir, may Thursday po kami kay Sir Mark. Final exam po.
Anong oras yan?
Morning po, sir. 8 yata start.
Ay, naglipat siya ng Thursday. Di ba sabi ni Sir Mark Sir Atom?